Board. Hi, welcome to the Cancer Journey Show. I'm Sherry Ann Tom,
And I'm Carrie Lehman.
and together we're the Cancer Journey Institute.
Yes, indeed.
So, indeed, what we want to do with you today in this episode is to give you a kind of up close and personal glimpse of the Cancer Journey Institute and myself and Carrie.
Who we are, and we want to just scoop you up and bring you in closer.
Yeah. So to start off, let's tell you about who the Cancer Journey Institute is. First and foremost, we are the nation's first cancer coach training company.
Yeah, which is still amazing to us that nobody has claimed this space in coaching yet. But we've been around already for how long? 8 years?
8 years,
8 years.
yeah. We started training coaches to be Cancer Journey coaches. And we say Cancer Journey coaching because we have our own models and methodologies and tools that are specific to individuals on their cancer journey and beyond. But that's what makes our cancer journey coaches unique.
Because
We're
in the coaching world, you may or may not be familiar with the fact that anybody can hang out a shingle and say they're a coach or they're a cancer coach even. And we wanted to develop something that really had depth and rigor. And so we went after the approval of the only governing body currently in the coaching world, which is the International Federation of Coaches, right? International Coaching Federation. ICF.
yes, we know we know them by the acronym ICF. So when we have to actually say the full title, it's like, what is it?
Because we considered ourselves pioneers in the coaching world for a long time.
Absolutely. Carrie started her training in 1994 and I started in 1999. So without us doing the math for you, it was a long time ago.
Mhm.
And then we just told you that we started the Cancer Journey Institute back in 2012. So, if you think back, we've got a lot of years of not only coaching, but also coach training, because Carrie was on the faculty of the Coaches Training Institute, which is kind of like our mothership. And I also worked with the Coaches Training Institute from their corporate standpoint.
Because that's where we both started, was in corporate, believe it or not. That feels so ancient history.
Right.
Um, what else did I want to say about that? Because now we're work wives. I mean, that's we've been
That's most
together 8
important,
years.
Carrie.
What?
That's most important.
That's most important. Exactly.
Yes, yes. And so if you really knew me, you would know that Carrie was my instructor at the Coaches Training Institute, one of my very first instructors, and she was my very first coach. So just imagine me seeing this wonderful woman in her skills and her loving scooped up demeanor. She just kind of scooped me up and I went, I'd like you to be my coach. And
Yeah.
I think we've been friends ever since.
Yeah. And if you really knew me, you would know that when Sherry Ann approached me, I was 8 months pregnant. And I was about to go on leave. And she said, okay, I'll wait. And that was the beginning of our love story, really.
Yeah.
I have
And if
my
you
doggy out.
okay.
That's another thing. If you really knew us, you would know that dogs are really important parts of our lives.
Yes, yes. And if you really knew us, you would know that we're pretty casual. We both come from a corporate background, and we have micro tears from and wounds from corporate. That doesn't mean that we like to bash corporate. It's just that now that we're on our own and we've been doing this for a while, we've we found our rhythm, we found our style, and so our style is so much more casual. So yes, we absolutely love dogs. And here's a big one: we stop for emotions.
Yeah, we like to say we break for emotions.
Yes,
And that's one of the things that just does not happen in the corporate arena most of
right.
the time. Yeah.
And
This-
if you really knew me, you would know that um, Carrie, while Carrie was my first coach, she was also coaching me through cancer. I'm a 5-time cancer survivor, and Carrie was there with me as I was going through, I'd say 4 out of the 5 cancers. No, maybe even 5 out of the 5. I can't even remember Carrie, but Carrie was there witnessing, walking beside me, and I really believe that that made a difference. Not only Carrie, but being part of a coaching community while I was going through my cancer. I have said this before, and I really believe this, that it saved my life, along with my medical doctors, but that having this community that allowed me to look inside of me, to find my answers, to find my power, to find who I really am, helped me make it through my cancer journeys, but also helped me stand powerfully in my life.
And if you really knew me, you would know that even though I was a coach, that I believed in coaching and all like that, I was very scared to coach someone who had a cancer diagnosis. I didn't feel equipped. And so when that was something that stayed with me and stayed with us when we started to develop this curriculum that we have, that it's designed especially and particularly and lovingly for someone who's been on a cancer journey or who is on a cancer journey.
Right, right. Um, and if you really knew me, you would know that I do love life. And I'm madly in love with the work that we do. It is clearly my life's work. I love every aspect of it. It is not this fearful place of, oh my God, you're hanging out with cancer patients and survivors and caregivers in a very challenging time. What's true for me is I get to see people stepping into their truer self. I get to see people really find out what powerful means. And I'm not talking about the fighting power, but the fighting, that power that you actually were born with and that maybe you forgot. And I get to see them transform into living a life that is what they want, what they desire, and brings them joy.
And if you really knew me, you would know that I never had intended to work with cancer individuals. I just never thought I would end up here. But what I realized was what Sherry Ann was just speaking to, and that is that there is something very raw about someone who is on a cancer journey or who has been on a cancer journey. They have faced their inner self and they've been changed by the experience, whether they've processed it or been able to own it or not. But that's what drew me to working with cancer individuals, is because of the realness of people, that there's something about cancer that really takes down the mask. That
Yes. Yeah. And Carrie, you know, because you've had your own cancer journey too.
That's right. So last year, so that was year 7 of our um, time together in this company, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And so I'm just out of treatment. Oh, wait, it was in 2019. So I don't know what
Okay.
that was. But I was diagnosed and I just finished my cancer journey almost exactly a year ago today. So
Right. Oh my
I,
goodness.
and I feel, and if you really knew me, you would know that having this work in my life totally sustained me throughout that journey. And I'm still on it. I'm still on it. It's still unfolding, and I'm still processing it. But it's this work that's really helping me to stay grounded in my power and just in continuing life without having to skip, like to miss a beat, you know?
Right.
Because a lot of people, after they have a cancer journey, this is really actually Sherry Ann's story in a way, but it's why we invented the company in the first place, is because people who have been on a cancer journey often don't know what the heck to do with the fact that they've been on. They know they've changed, but they don't know how. And there's no place for them to turn because they've been held all the way through their cancer journey, and through their treatment, but then treatment ends and then it's like, okay, now what do I do?
Right. Right. And
So
so we're
sometimes,
saying, go ahead.
I was going to say, just sometimes we'll tell each other stories because we know them so well and they've become part of our own stories. I'm just noticing that you started to tell mine and I'm telling yours. But that is all to say that this has a lot of personal meaning to both of us because of our personal journeys.
Right. I mean, that's what you're speaking to is our why. It's like, why did we create this organization? Why did we create this company? And why bother? And
Right.
it's because we get it. We actually we get you. We see you. You're either a cancer patient or a survivor or a caregiver, but you've been through or are going through a really challenging journey. And the fact that you're watching this means that you're looking for more.
Mm-hmm.
You're looking for something beyond what your medical team could do for you or can do for you. You're looking for that deep inner stuff. You're looking for like the mental, the emotional, and the spiritual well being and healing.
Exactly. And you know that healing is beyond just the physical. What we also know about you is that you're courageous. You're courageous because you're here. You're looking for something, like Sherry Ann said, you're looking for something more, and you've sought us out. And you're looking to see, is this the kind of help that will really support me as I go through my cancer journey? And that's why we invented this podcast, because sometimes people, they don't know what cancer coaching is, and it feels too vulnerable to what I'm going to just talk to somebody and I'm going to share my heart and my inner workings of what's going on. This is a nice little layer that's in between you and the next step you might take that will show you that we're not scary.
Right.
And what's possible.
And what's possible. A lot of people say, so what is this cancer journey coaching thing that you do? And it's all that we've said before, but let me try to net it down. It is guidance, kind of a scooping up of somebody, putting your arm through their arm and saying, I see you, I get you. And hey, I got this bag of tools and skills that's going to help you maneuver on your cancer journey. And because I have these tools and these skills, then you get to stand more in your power. Because me, and I'm saying me as the cancer journey coach, I had to, one, get trained in all of these, but as I was getting trained, I had to experience every tool and every skill that I'm going to be working with you with and teaching you at the same time so that you could stand in your power. So now I'm standing in my power, my true power, so that I can help you stand in yours.
And what Sherry Ann's describing is what we consider ourselves is to be map makers. So a map maker means they go first. So we don't we don't ask you to do anything as a client that we haven't already been on the receiving end of. And that goes for all of our coaches. Because another reason you might be here is because you have had a cancer journey, you've escorted somebody on their cancer journey, and you're looking for something more in terms of work. You're looking for an exciting new profession, perhaps. And so whether you're already know that or you think you might be exploring that, what you can do is you can get a taste of the kind of work that we do through this podcast, through this show.
Yes. And so that's what we're about. So each month you're going to have a new episode. And in these episodes, we're going to be coaching either a patient, a survivor, or a caregiver on their journey, wherever that is. And what we will do is we will show you what a cancer coach coaching session is like. So you kind of get to be a voyeur for a moment to see what it's like and not feel like you have to open your kimono. Here's the benefit of watching one of our episodes is we're so connected. Everyone's journey is different, but we're so connected. We're connected beings that you're going to get something from that individual's coaching session.
Yeah, it's this, what we call the coach one, coach all approach. So exactly that. It's very personal and very individual, and yet we are all connected, and you'll find yourself in any of the individuals we coach.
Right. So what we encourage you to do is sign up for our newsletter, because that means you're on our list, and hopefully you've already done that, and that's why you're getting this video. And then tune in to our YouTube channel, and we will send you updates on when the latest episode is available, and just have a moment to be with a cancer coach and their client and see what's there for you to gather and gain.
Exactly. And how do you sign up for our newsletter? You go to our website, which is thecancerjourney.com.
Right.
And it'll be pretty evident there.
Yeah. So thank you for joining us today. We are always here. If you have any questions, again, as Carrie said, the website is thecancerjourney.com. And what else do we want to say, Carrie?
We just want you to remember that you are more powerful than you realize. And we leave you with love and blessings. Until
Thank you for
next time.
joining. Bye for now.
Bye for now.